Alright, hello, my name is Herman Schol the fourth, and this is Server-Side Languages. This is our fruit application project. I want to start out here jumping right into the code first before we demo the app. And I'll start out here, we're going to look in the HTML section here and check out the form here. Very simple, this is only a 2-input form. I have everything surrounded in a field set and a legend to help with styling purposes. You can see here the form action refers to this. This is the same page application, so it's referring to itself with fruits.php. We have our encoding type, and our method is post. We have our submit button down below. Up above that is this is our first PHP code here. This is going to be the code where we're going to be inserting the form inputs into the database. You can see here we've created our user and pass variables to store the user and password to get access to the database. This variable here creating a new PDO object which will access the specific SSL database and the port using the user and password. And then right here we have an if-else statement here that will generate some variables here based off the input from the form, and it will prepare those things and insert them into the database using the database here functionality. The variables here will go directly into their associated fields. And then both those variables will be bind, and then they will be executed. And then if the submit button if nothing has been entered in, I do have a little warning message here that will pop up, and this will go away once someone has entered in information in the fields and submitted. Then that message will go away. So let's scroll to the bottom here, and this is the PHP section, which is displaying the information back here. You see it mimics the above as we're accessing the database the same way, user pass with the PDO object, and here we're using this is a new variable here which will use the database variable to prepare, and this is pretty much what this is doing, is selecting everything in the database, the ID, the fruit name, the fruit color. This is selecting all the information that's been put in. And right here, this is going to execute that withdrawal of information from the database here. And then right below that is a result variable that is going to initiate a fetch all function, which is going to grab everything from the database that's associated with that statement variable right there. After that is done, the for each loop below will parse all the information returned from the database into its own little, what you could call, data sets. Everything here bound by the row variable here contains the ID, the name, and the color, and I've wrapped that in a field set, so all the information coming back, every separate fruit that's entered in will come back as its own small individual data set separate from the others. So let's go into the demo for the application here. Go into map, website, fruits.php. Okay, here's the application here. So you can see in the top corner there's that message there instructing the user to please fill out the fruit name and fruit color before submitting. You can see here that I have entered in some fruits already upon testing, and there's quite a few. One thing to note is that the ID for these fruits, that before they start showing up correctly, the database was still storing IDs of previous attempts to submit information to the database. So some of the functionality was working. Some of the earlier IDs, the IDs from 1 to 9 or 1 to 10, did get reserved, and when data did start showing up and returned back to the browser, it started out with ID 11. So 1 through 10 are still reserved in the database. There may not be any information pertaining to them, but they are still reserved. So let's go ahead and test this out here. Go ahead and enter. Did this one once, but I'll see if it comes up again. We'll enter grapefruit, we'll enter color white, and we'll submit. We'll scroll down here, and you can see it's individual as the last attempt that I tried. This is ID 37 though, so it's still unique. It still contains the same color and the same name, but it has a different ID, so it'll still be separate from that one. Just like in any database entry, someone might have the same name as someone else, but that ID is a unique key that separates these two apart. The delete functionality is not working quite yet, but I'd like to get that working to be able to delete some of these fruits off of here and just keep certain ones, or to delete the whole list and fill it out again in an order. We could have filtered this result back by the either alphabetically or by ID. Right now it's just going default by ID, just chronologically down number by number. So that's all for my demo for my Fruit app. We're going to be adding more to this application next week. So thank you for watching, and thanks for your time.